What's up? So today I'm going to go ahead and dive into the brand new Nueral DSP Mark IIC plugin, the Mesa Boogie suite that just came out a couple weeks ago, and we'll see what it sounds like. So stay tuned. So I wasn't actually planning on doing this video for a couple weeks, but the video that I had planned this week, the Auto Audio More is More plugin demo, I'm just having issues with the mix session that I put together and how it's interacting with OBS Studio. So instead I went ahead and I just downloaded the free trial from Nueral DSP of this Mesa Boogie suite, the Mark IIC Plus, just to see, what it does. And to be honest, I've only had the plugin for about 12 hours. I don't really know all the ins and outs of what's going on with it, but there is a lot. And there is one thing that it does that I'm really happy to have at my disposal now. And we'll see what that is. So first off, we have our plugin here. It's a pretty standard layout like you get with most Nueral DSP software. There are two different amps here. You have the black amp, which is just the plus. Then you have the white amp, which is the modified plus plus. And there's a whole history behind these particular amps in general. And if you want to go do a deep dive on Google, you can go and find out all that information. It's actually pretty interesting. Beyond that, we have three cab sections. You have an oversized Mesa Boogie cab. You have a traditional size Mesa Boogie cab. And then you have a 212. So honestly, beyond that, I don't really know much more about the plugin except for you have the post EQ, you have pedals, compressor, overdrive, two overdrives, chorus. Then you have your post pedals or effects, delay and reverb. Honestly, I haven't had a chance to really look at much of this. So let's just kind of go for it. So first things first, let's get the clean stuff out of the way. Well, it does cleans pretty well, so let's find something a little bit dirtier. Yeah, that's pretty gnarly. Let's find something with the other amp involved. So this amp also has that doubling effect that you get on the John Petrucci archetype and the Rabia archetype built in. And there's actually a lot of presets in this amp suite that utilize this effect. Now, I'm not certain if I'm like a huge fan of always having this effect on. It sounds cool. Having that spread is kind of nice, but for metal, I like having, one channel focused. But, regardless, it sounds great. So one of the things that I did notice that's kind of new to me with the Nueral DSP stuff is some of the cab options that they've built into this plugin are kind of cool. Not only do you have the three cab options, but when you look at the mic section, there's a lot more microphone variation here. You can, this is the first time I've seen, at least in one of these plugins, or at least ones that I've demoed or I own, with an off-axis SM57 that you can add in. There's a few more condenser mics. There's a U47, which is new to me. And then they have two different years, I guess, of the Vintage 30 speaker built into all these cabs. Like if you go to cab 2, you have the traditional 2004, 2003. I don't know if there's such a big difference between 2003 and 2004 vintage 30s. I'm not aware. but it's something that they have built in here, and they do sound very different. If I go to the 57 and on the 04, and then I go to the 03 57, one's just overall darker, and I don't know what that's about, but it's cool. Cool to have that variation. So to be honest, having this plugin for only half a day, it didn't take me but maybe 5 minutes to dial in a tone that was super reminiscent of 80s thrash metal, Metallica. And I think we all can agree that us metalhead types, when we saw this suite of plugins come out, we immediately went to, Metallica or just any kind of early 80s, thrash metal sound. And I can say it does that really well. Because I know that that's what I'm here for. And maybe you are too. Yeah, it's so easy to get that tone with this amp. I can't tell you how cool it was just to open up this amp, find a preset that was kind of close, go in, do a little bit of tweaking, and then all of a sudden it was like I was there. I'm super happy because there's no other plugin that quite gets it right, and this one I think kind of does. So all I did here is I found a preset. I think it was called Big Riff or Big Rig, and that was close enough. And then all I did was go in, tweak the boost or the overdrive a little bit, give it a little bit more tone, a little more level. The cool thing is the overdrive 2 here actually has a treble boost on the overdrive, so that actually helps out a lot. And then, the other thing is these have a back panel. Something that you don't see on most of the other Nueral DSP stuff is a back panel where you have your presence and reverb effect kind of built in. They even have the Simulclass and the Class A switch that you see on the Mark series, which is really cool too. It's just all around a cool plugin. So, I don't know. To me, this is Metallica. This is thrash metal. This is what I would use this for. You might, want to do something else because there's a lot of other tones in here. You can do a lot of blues, rock. You can even do like country probably with some of the clean tones on here. But this is Metallica to me. This is thrash. So anyway, that's my quick run through of this plugin. Hopefully you got something from it and go ahead and check it out because it's really cool. Later.